Good Monday morning. Who's ready for another Perked-Up Roses Rosewood on the thrift store rundown? As always, proudly breeding friends, the Bachelorette and Pretty Little Liars home on a budget. It's going to be another wildly fun time. Disregarding this Royal Wives Tell All cover story on OK Magazine, intimate secrets and cheating scandals. As I said last week, I don't give a peasant's behind that much about the royal family, unless I absolutely have to, and I will at some point. This issue was from April 6, 2020, and again purchased alongside 9 other magazines, 3 other OK, and 6 Star, all at once for $5.29 from a unique thrift store in Patterson. I really don't care about the authenticity of this article, or lack thereof, 10 to 50% of the time when it comes to OK Magazine. But what they do get right is pretty righteous, and we start with a newcomer to Perked-Up R&R. In the star-style showdown, who wore it better? Brooke Shields defeats Tammin Sursok in this ensemble. A crisp button-down paired with these Gen 7x7 for all mankind jeans, making for an effortlessly chic outfit. Yeah, Brooke Shields, she's definitely timeless, but we never once talked about Tammin Sursok on the show. You know, Jenna Marshall, who was way worse than Mona Vanderwaal, like 10 times worse, because she didn't even have a redemption story like Mona's. She was hell-bent on making the liars' lives miserable, a prime contender to be A, and yet she never was A. Tammin Sursok did a fine job. In fact, a former friend of mine actually had the honor of meeting Tammin at a mall meet and greet in Ohio. As for me, I carry fond memories of Sasha Pitiesa, you know, Alison De Laurentiis, although I would love to meet Jenna someday. Actually, Tammin. They're not one and the same, thankfully. But they're one and the same for the show, and that's all that matters for me. And hello, Hanna! Here's the city slicker, Ashley Benson. Hey, Hanna Marin always took me for a city slicker, even though she hailed from a chic suburban town, Rosewood, PA. But here's Ashley Benson staying hydrated with smart water as she strolls around the Big Apple. We'll move on to something a little out of the ordinary, and that's in the star photo section. Major League Soccer legend David Beckham. Soccer at the time was suspended, but that didn't stop David Beckham, who co-owns Inter Miami, from visiting his team's stadium. The former athlete took advantage of the empty facility, kicking around the ball with some pals. I don't usually highlight soccer a lot, and I sure don't highlight David Beckham a lot, although I kinda like him. This is mostly for my friend David. By the way, did you know that next year, New Jersey will be hosting the FIFA World Cup? I know where David will be if he's wise and well-to-do by next year. Alright, let's move along. In the Love Bite section, are Hannah Brown and Tyler Cameron back on? They're sparking romance rumors after visiting with each other in Florida for the second time in less than 2 weeks. Well, they quarantined together for a brief period of time, but that didn't help their case. Their fling, if you could call it a fling, was short-lived, and Hannah's set to marry her fiancé Adam Woolard in a few, well, give or take, months, in France, of all places. Moving on to Jennifer and Brad coming clean. Yes, Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt prepared to diss about their undeniable chemistry in a no-holds-barred TV interview, which never came to light because these two will never reconcile as a couple. That's it. She's with a hypnotherapist, and Brad Pitt, well, he's Brad Pitt. Ladies' man extraordinaire. Yes, they did share a good amount of chemistry when they were married, so much so he made a memorable guest appearance on a Friends Thanksgiving episode with the I Hate Rachel Club. He played Will. They'll never reconcile as a couple, but if they ever did, and if something of a tell-all interview would materialize, number 1, Oprah would be a prime candidate to moderate that, and 2, these two had better tell the truth and keep the PDA PG, okay? I don't know who to simp Jennifer Aniston with, and that's kind of a shocker to me. Alright, next up in the entertainment section, All rise for the Honorable, I can't believe I'm saying this, Chrissy Teigen of Chrissy's Court on the now defunct Quibi free streaming service. Yes, Chrissy Teigen for a while had her own court show with real litigants and real cases, and her mom, Real Luck Peppertai Teigen, as the bailiff. Talk about keeping the law in the family. Steve Harvey has his own court show. Chrissy Teigen had her own court show. Who's next? Judge Tyler Oakley? And if you don't know who Tyler Oakley is, you probably don't get YouTube. By the way, comedian Judge John Hodgman has his own radio court show in which real litigants dispute the most petty cases that would make Judge Judy run for the hills and cower in fear, which is so not the easiest thing to do. However, a much easier thing for me to do is to highlight Season 5 of Total Bellas on E! With the great loves of my life in WWE, Hall of Famers, the Bella Twins! Nikki Bella navigates her romance with Dancing with the Stars partner, Octave Chick-Vincev. We all know how that turned out, right? While Bree struggles in her marriage to Daniel Bryan, I'm happy to say that those two are the survivors, and things ramp up when the twins find out they're pregnant. Both with sons. During SummerSlam week here in New Jersey, when SummerSlam took place at MetLife Stadium, Nikki Bella actually appeared in a meet and greet at the ice rink at the American Dream Mall, and I couldn't go. I couldn't afford it, and I couldn't pay up at the box office because you had to pay online with a PayPal account, and that I don't have. I'm gonna have to adult expeditiously if I ever want a chance with my great love, Nikki Bella, again. In the soundbite section, celebs say to darndest things, but none more daunting or damning than Brandy Glanville rejecting Matt LeBlanc. We went back to his house, he let his dog lick his ice cream, and I was out. Oi, Matt, oi, Joey. This is one of the many ones, I assume, that got away. One last shout out for Ashley Benson, by the numbers. Fun, fast figures about your favorite celebrities. At the age of 19, Ashley Benson launched into the pop culture stratosphere, earning her breakthrough role as Hanna Marin, the Mademoiselle with a wit as sharp as steel on Pretty Little Liars. I will never forget this experience, she said when the show wrapped after 160 episodes. Needless to say, she and they are unforgettable. Hannah, Aria, my love, Spencer, and of course, Emily. And let's not forget Mona and Allison. What I would give to meet any of them. But that's only a pipe dream. And all in all, it's definitely jam-packed. It gets the whole 5 claps as a result. Another issue of OK Magazine that certainly is the royal standard of loose judgment and solid fun. Thanks for watching, and be sure to tune in when our sexy siren sounds again next Monday morning. This is probably the sexiest way that London can ever come calling, at least outside of Perked-Up R&R.
It's David Romero. I'm gonna be famous.
It's time for another good idea, bad idea. Good idea.
It's not every day you get to see David Beckham knocking around in a London park with the kids, so feast your eyes on a truly genuine family moment. That's right, we shot this exclusive video of the soccer superstar playing dad, babysitter, and a little long ball during a chilly afternoon outing. And he even took the time to take some pictures with starstruck fans. But we were struck with just how skilled Cruz was when it came to juggling the ball. That thing never touched the ground. Guess that's kind of a given when your father is one of the most popular players the sport has to offer. And now that we know they have impromptu grassy park sessions, we can see how all the practice paid off.
Bad idea.
Thanks for tuning in. Just so you know, there's no limit to bringing Hollywood home on a budget. Please go ahead and check out another awesome review like this one by clicking here, and make sure you subscribe by clicking here. Until next time, I'll catch you, as I always do, on the flip side.